This is the Codex Gigas. At nearly a meter tall and weighing 165 pounds, it is the largest surviving manuscript from the Middle Ages. But its sheer physical mass is often overshadowed by the shocking anomaly hidden on page 577, a 19-inch tall portrait of Satan. That single image earned the manuscript its infamous nickname, the Devil's Bible, sparking a 13th century legend. According to the lore, a Bohemian monk named Herman the Recluse broke his vows and was sentenced to immurement, the practice of being walled up alive to die. Desperate to save his own life, the monk begged the abbot for mercy, promising to copy all earthly knowledge into a single massive volume in just one night. As midnight approached, the monk realized the task was physically impossible. So he prayed to Lucifer, offering his soul in exchange for the devil's speed. The book was finished, and the massive demon on page 577 was painted as a gesture of unholy gratitude. While that supernatural legend is famous, the physical, forensic evidence left in the ink tells a vastly more impressive human story. Today, the Codex is preserved in a climate-controlled case at the National Library of Sweden. To understand how it was actually made, researchers rely on paleography, the detailed scientific study of historical handwriting and letter forms. When paleographers examine the 600 pages of the Codex Gigas, they find a startling anomaly. The handwriting is perfectly uniform from start to finish, ruling out a team of monks or a rushed sprint. The material cost was equally staggering. Production required skins from roughly 160 animals. Every one of those skins had to be stretched, scraped, and cut to size before a single word was written. The scribe then had to hand-mix pigments and rule every line on the page with a stylus. Based on these mechanics, experts estimate a single scribe working steadily would need 25 to 30 years to complete a volume at this scale. This unwavering script marks the boundary of what a single human can achieve through 3 decades of daily, unbroken monastic discipline. But if this was a lifelong religious project, we still have to ask why a monk would include Satan in a holy text. The answer lies in the layout. When laid open, the devil's portrait sits directly opposite an illustration of the heavenly city. It was a deliberate didactic tool, forcing the reader to compare vice and virtue side by side as a moral warning. The rest of the content is highly practical. There is no forbidden knowledge here. Instead, we find the Latin Bible, historical chronicles, encyclopedias, and medical recipes for the community. The Codex Gigas was built as a functional, compressed monastic library, scaled up to project authority and permanence to anyone who visited the monastery. This immense value made the book a target. In 1648, at the end of the 30 Years' War, the Swedish army seized the volume from Prague and carried it north as war booty. It barely survived the journey. In 1697, a catastrophic fire engulfed the Swedish royal castle, and the 165-pound book was saved only by being thrown out of a high window into the courtyard below. We naturally assign supernatural explanations to objects that defy our normal understanding of scale. It is simply easier to imagine a demon's miracle than to grasp the true weight of a human life spent in silence over a desk. The Codex Gigas remains the ultimate testament to the staggering capacity for human patience, endurance, and lifelong devotion.